on, social media giant Twitter is at the center of a political firestorm in India. The government of India has served a new notice to the microblogging site, asking it to remove 1,178 Pakistani Khalistani accounts for spreading misinformation. The directive comes in the backdrop of the months-long protests against the proposed farm laws in India. According to sources, these accounts were used for sharing provocative content and amplifying misinformation on farmers' protests. Many of these accounts were also automated bots. This is the second time in 2 weeks that the Indian government has pointed out the issues related to certain accounts. On 31st January, India's IT ministry had sent a list of 257 accounts to Twitter. These accounts were listed by the Home Ministry for trying to trend genocide vis-a-vis the protests. Twitter had acted by withholding them, but hours later, all these accounts were unblocked, citing insufficient justification for suspension. The IT ministry told Twitter that consequences for this non-compliance could include fines or jail terms, adding that the government was not required to justify its demand to ban accounts. The list was shared on the 4th of February, and Twitter is yet to comply with the order. A Twitter spokesperson has responded to the request. The statement read, "Twitter is guided by principles of transparency. If we receive a valid legal request about potentially illegal content on Twitter, we review it under the Twitter rules and local law. If the content violates Twitter's rule, the content will be removed from the service. If it is determined to be an illegal in a particular jurisdiction but not in violation of the Twitter rules, we may withhold access to the content in the location only. In all cases, the account holder will be directly notified. Our goal is to respect local law while protecting our foundational principles of free expression." Now, Indian government is also concerned over Twitter CEO Dorsey liking several tweets made by foreign-based celebrities in support of farmer protests, which, according to Indian government's sources, raises questions about Twitter's neutrality. The stakes are high for Twitter in India, where it has millions of users. The platform is ardently used by Prime Minister Modi, his cabinet ministers and other leaders to communicate with the public.